This is the bonus section podcast episode number 100. 4 keys to becoming brave. Are you feeling like maybe there's something inside of you just waiting to break through? Well, you're not alone. I've been on my own journey to unlock my full potential and live the most fulfilling life possible. And I've been thinking about this stuff for a long time. And I'm excited to bring you along on the journey with me and hopefully inspire you to keep unlocking your potential. Hey there, I'm Danny Griffin, the founder of the bonus section and the host of this podcast. And in each episode, I share insights and tips to help you take immediate action. I mean it, immediate action to move in a better direction. And don't forget, you can check out freethinkingtools.com for all the notes on each episode. Hey, let's go. Let's do this together. In this episode, 4 keys to becoming brave. And in full disclosure, my new best friend, ChatGPT. Okay. This is my new artificial intelligence friend. I have been obsessed with all things ChatGPT since I first discovered it because I like the provocation that artificial intelligence can give you. When you're thinking about a subject, oftentimes before these podcasts, I'll sit and think, what was the theme this week? What really inspired me, or during my coaching, or when I was helping somebody, or just struggling with something? What inspired me? What topic and what keyword? Right? We live in a world of keywords. And so I started thinking about the word brave. What does the word brave mean? So I went to good old ChatGPT and I put in there something about 4 components to being brave. Or what is brave really? I wanted more than a dictionary meaning. And so here's the first key. And I thought this was fascinating because I would have never seen this without my new friend. So the first key to being brave is self-awareness. I mean, that is so amazingly simple, but just so impactful. And this shelf of books behind me, really, self-awareness is a common theme that comes up. I mean, how are you going to develop a better mindset if you really can't take the time to think through where you're at right now? How are you thinking right now? How do you behave in the world? I mean, really getting outside your body and looking down at yourself and seeing how you behave. And so the definition I got from ChatGPT about self-awareness was understanding one's own thoughts, emotions, and motivation. That's the first part of it. But then it said, and that can provide a clearer perspective and make it easier to identify and then overcome fear. So here we go. This is how it plays a component in being brave, because ultimately the teaser is overcoming fear. So the reason for becoming self-aware is to overcome fear, and that's a component of brave. Makes sense, right? I mean, incredibly simple. But really what I liked about that was you can understand your own thoughts better. I mean, how often have you really sat there and were cognizant of your thoughts? And, I know you feel your emotions, and maybe you, from time to time, connect with your motivations, but have you ever really sat down and look right next to me every time I do this podcast? You can see if you're watching the video version on YouTube or wherever else, I have my pen in my hand and I'll hold it up. Also, I'll reach down here and I'll grab this yellow pad of paper. I'm never without that combination. Why? Because that's how I capture my thoughts. Maybe now my emotions and motivations that I can write them down. I mean, of course, your motivations in the form of goals, you're always thinking about that and you're writing things down, but they're fleeting. And they don't really oftentimes have a purpose other than you wrote them down. But I like the purpose of having a clearer perspective. The more you're clear about those things inside of you, the more clearly you'll understand why you see the world the way you do. The second key was, right into it, overcoming fear. That's another component of bravery, because bravery involves facing and overcoming fear in the pursuit of a goal or for a greater good. Well, pretty straightforward, right? I mean, you have to have this clear perspective. Now you step into because you want to take on this fear. And why? Why do you have to take on fear? Why can't you just shrink back? Why can't you just hide? Well, because fear is the barrier that we have towards any goal. Why do we fear things? Because we look and say, how could I? I could never. That's not for me. Because we never take that first step oftentimes because the fear is so strong. And we just can't see through that fear to see ourselves becoming that thing. Sure, we can look to the left and the right, up and down and all around and see other people and say, well, they can do it because, big trigger word, because they were lucky or because they're more talented. So we have to be brave in the face of overcoming fear as it relates to our goals. And, goals, sometimes goal oriented or goal writing and all of this is intimidating. But what I would say is I like this idea of 1%. This 1% advancement towards your goal, because that's just poking at the fear. And any of us can do that, right? I mean, you can be brave enough to poke at your fear, trying to see if you can get through some of it, to see at least the goal, to see yourself with this new clear perspective. By the way, if you are watching the video behind me, the one book I have facing towards the camera is The New Psycho-Cybernetics, right there, by Maxwell Maltz. The New Psycho-Cybernetics is actually Dan Kennedy, the edited version by him of Maxwell Maltz's original book, Psycho-Cybernetics, which means mind systems. So a lot of this about self-awareness and self-image is in that book. So if you want a good read while I'm going through Bravery, there's a how-to develop this beyond the podcast, okay? Key 3 is taking the action. And that's what I was just saying, is that if now I am seeing how I see the world, my own thoughts, emotions, motivations, and that I can use that to face the fear at least, in light of the fact that that stands between me and a goal, then the key point 3 is take some action. See, brave individuals act with courage despite fear or obstacles in order to achieve their goals or make a positive impact. And let me just say this. I don't think it's some superhero that has courage. Courage oftentimes is Hollywoodified, right? We think of the courageous hero or heroine who goes out and overcomes astronomically large odds to victory. So we have this perception that courage is only for the superhero, and that's absurd. Sometimes courage is getting out of bed on a rough day. Sometimes courage is just having that tough conversation with somebody that you really care about. And that might be the person in the mirror. Just getting real with where you're at. So this bravery thing is really, it's much smaller in the beginning. To be brave and act with courage despite your fear, in order to achieve goals or make a positive impact, you have to take some action. But make it small steps first. Stop making it such a big thing. Taking action should be filled with small steps. Now, the last key is something that it's amazing when you read enough books about the mind stuff, right? It's amazing how so many of them start to vibrate on the same frequency and give you very same core advice, because the key and fourth and final point here is perseverance as a component of bravery. Perseverance. Bravery also involves persevering through challenges, setbacks, even when it's difficult, in order to achieve a desired outcome. So you see, this bravery has a lot to do with this courageous moving forward towards a goal. It's amazing how this word that we just look at and maybe we apply it to the heroes, like I said, but really it's nothing more than us having enough courage to move towards a goal that's important to us. And I'm suggesting even if it's a little bit at a time. All right, let me go back and say this again. The 4 keys to becoming brave, as we break that word down, thanks to our friend ChatGPT. If you're not using that tool yet, get over there. It's just amazing on how that will help you think. It's a thinking tool, by the way. That's why I recommend it. Key 1, self-awareness. Understand your own thoughts, emotions, and motivations, because that'll give you a clearer perspective and make it easier to identify fear. Key 2, overcoming fear. Because bravery is really overcoming fear in the pursuit of a goal and taking action. Start poking away at it. Brave individuals have the courage, despite the fear or obstacles, to move in the direction of their goals and persevere. Just keep going through these challenges and setbacks. The reason I referenced a book there, because I will tell you that Angela Duckworth's book, Grit, is all about perseverance and passion. Very, very easy read and effective. Lots of good examples. All right, let me chunk this subject about bravery up this way. Bravery is a vital aspect of personal and professional growth, and it involves a combination of several key components. First, self-awareness is essential, as it allows you to understand your own thoughts, emotions, and motivations, and to identify areas where fear may be holding them back. Secondly, overcoming fear requires courage and determination, as individuals must face their fears and take steps to conquer them. This is often achieved through taking action and pursuing a challenging goal. Don't be afraid of those goals. Finally, perseverance is a critical component of bravery, as it requires you to continue pushing forward even in the face of setbacks and challenges in order to ultimately get the desired outcome. So in summary, bravery involves a combination of self-awareness, overcoming fear, taking action, and perseverance, and is a crucial aspect, I repeat, of personal and professional growth and success. Bravery. All right. You can join us on this journey to unlock your inner potential and unleash your confidence. At the bonus section podcast here, we provide actionable insights from each episode to help you take immediate steps towards your goals. You can access the episode notes at freethinkingtools.com, and you can stay up to date with the latest content by subscribing to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite platform. And of course, we would love it if you would join us on YouTube, because we really want to start to build that channel up, because we think we can reach more people via YouTube and we can get them some of that mindset stuff. I know there's a lot of entertainment on YouTube, but this is actually helpful stuff to help you grow personally, professionally, and even as a YouTuber or a content creator or an influencer. You have to be able to think correctly through this and persevere. And of course, if you want to join our mission of being a person for others, you can share our content with your network and help spread the message of self-improvement and why it matters. But remember this, we sign off the same way every time. Nobody's coming for you. Nobody. So go get to work on yourself and a better plan for your goals, and we'll see you in the next episode to help you do just that. Hey, thanks for listening. Appreciate you.